Hello and welcome to the Infectious Groove Podcast, part of the Odd Pods Media Network. Recorded at the 33 1/3 Music Appreciation Center in Speakeasy, located just outside of Detroit, Michigan. The Infectious Groove Podcast is your source for jammy jams, music news, and the best in-depth music discussion. Thanks for joining us. Now here are your hosts.
Howdy, and welcome once again to another edition of the Infectious Groove Podcast. My name is Russ, and along with me, as always, is Kyle, and Michelle's here, too.
I am?
So, well, it's always up for debate. Yeah, it's always, at some point, we're usually not sure. And then it's strictly within seconds after it being confirmed that you are here, we immediately feel regret.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me fucking too.
Oh boy. Last week on the program, we talked about artists who change genres, and that topic was brought to us by Grandpa Kyle, which we have some feedback on Grandpa Kyle to share this week. This week on the program, we're going to do an album review, and if you are familiar with our format, we cycle through us and the listeners to pick an album, and this week Michelle brought us Kelly Clarkson's record Meaning of Life to review, which I am quite excited about. I still feel like we're going to find a way to argue about a lot of things. I went into this being like, boy, we both really love this album, but we are sure going to argue about loving the album. So
come at me, bro.
Oh, I'm going to. That's going to be in the second half of the episode. We always kick off our current episode with some feedback from recent episodes, so here we go.
Feedback, Joe.
Don't worry about that. Right. It'll rock and roll me without feedback.
The first piece of feedback we got this week was funny. It was from Seth from the Thanks for Coming podcast, but he was catching up on an episode. So this particular piece of feedback is like from an older episode. But I think, and I know it's a running joke that Michelle doesn't remember anything that we say on the show, but I think you'll remember this particular feedback. Seth starts out his feedback with, "Hey, could I use your P section?" He said, literally, I almost had to use my own after hearing that. And then he said he was going to check out the Goo Goo Dolls album, which was what that episode was, us doing that. And then regarding last week's episode, Seth says, to help Michelle out because she's awesome. Which, by the way, who authorized the upgrading from great to awesome?
Seth
barely signed off on great.
Change approved.
And we're going to need a board meeting for this. Because Michelle is awesome, I want to help her out. A great example of an emo band that switched to straight pop music is Fall Out Boy. They took a break in 2008 and came back in 2013 with what was technically known as music.
Didn't Patrick Stump do some solo projects in between there, and then that didn't do so well, and he was like, well, let's get the band back together.
But I appreciated that feedback, though, because like I was asking you and you're like, I don't know if I can really think of any. Then we went on about how that was your people, and
I don't think.
But I totally think Fall Out Boy was a completely different band when they started. Lies. That's lies.
No.
How dare you disagree with Seth?
No,
Let's find out. Let's find out if you've been downgraded to great.
I just don't think it's a fine line. It's okay.
It's got to be the most strongly presented argument you've done on the entire show so far.
I guess they're like adjacent to each other, like they're touching the two genres. So it's like very fine line that they crossed, and so it's fine.
In the P section, they're touching.
They touch the P section.
Seth goes on to say, also, I would be curious if Kyle has an opinion on Kid Cudi's album Speed Bullet to Heaven. Speedin' Bullet to Heaven? Uh-huh. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, which I really enjoy. Maybe compare that to MGK going pop punk. Do you have a thought on that, Kyle?
It's different.
Oh no! Are you about to be mad all over again?
No. I put Kid Cudi in the same realm as Kanye West. So he's very good at rapping, but he also does like all sorts of other experimental stuff. And I like anything that Kid Cudi does, honestly.
Right.
But I don't think it's the same as what MGK did, where he just totally flipped it on its head and like went all
and made Grandpa Kyle mad.
Yeah. But yeah, I do like that album. I like anything that Kid Cudi does.
Right on.
Yeah.
James Porter had some great feedback from us, and he's taken us to the woodshed here.
Oh, boy.
He's got some bad things to say to us this week. I want to preface this message with the fact that I adore you guys. However, I have notes from this episode. First note, this is bait and switch. I was told I would get Grandpa Kyle. Lies. How dare you have introspection and level-headedness, good sir, and to admit that you were wrong and jump to conclusions as well. That is unacceptable and not what I expect from this program. Second note, how dare Michelle come to the show prepared? It was almost like she wanted to be there.
What?
Yeah. You are giving off the wrong impression to people.
I don't even remember last week, but I must have done a good job.
I didn't even mention the topic of this episode because I'm afraid Michelle will remember it next week.
Well, funny story. When we got here today, I was like, what did we talk about last week? And I was met with blank stares from Kyle and Russ.
And then what happened?
And then it was 3 minutes of silence. And then someone said, yeah, genre jumping.
Do you know how time works? Because there's no way that was 3 minutes.
It was 3 minutes.
James goes on to say, here are a couple of examples that come to mind for me. Dolly Parton made a strong switch from country to pop, and there was a big backlash over that. Of course, there's the whole Garth Brooks, Chris Gaines thing, and there are tons of other artists who have walked the line between genres like Prince, Anthrax, the Beatles, but that is an entirely different topic. Cheers and love y'all. So he's not mad. He was just disappointed that we didn't follow through on being angry.
The problem is I was already settled down by the time we recorded.
Yeah.
So if we had recorded the day of me finding all
oh my
this
God,
out,
if we recorded that morning,
you would have gotten full Grandpa Kyle.
Like that episode would have started with like, please don't flip it, and then you just hear all the stuff go.
Well, I have a question.
Oh boy.
So the Garth Brooks, Chris Gaines thing,
Yes.
I feel like that's different because he has a different persona.
So,
it is different because he was doing it. He was doing it as an experiment.
But I don't think that's genre jumping because Garth Brooks didn't do it.
Right. So here's the thing. I had in my notes, I originally was going to address Garth Brooks and Chris Gaines, and then I didn't for two reasons. Number one, first of all, I totally agree with that. Like, it's like a completely different artist that he was presenting.
Yeah.
Second of all, I keep wanting to cover that record in one of our album reviews, but it's currently erased from the whole of the internet. Like, you can't even buy the album anywhere. You can't stream it anywhere. Garth has a deal with Amazon where they have some of Garth's stuff. They don't even have all of Garth's material, like his Garth Brooks material, and they certainly don't have Chris Gaines. But earlier this year, Garth said that there are more vinyl box sets coming, and somebody immediately mentioned Chris Gaines, and he looked at the chat and laughed, and he was like, oh, Chris Gaines for sure. And not only that, but there's going to be more material than you've ever heard. Like, there's going to be bonus tracks and stuff. And he also mentioned that he does have a deal in the works to finally come to all of streaming. So when that album is finally readily available for everyone to just hear, because a lot of our listeners like to go listen to the album whether they've heard it or not before and after our reviews. There's no point in us reviewing this and being like, well, if you ever happen to run into somebody with a copy of it, like, you know what I mean, like
on cassette.
So I want to hold off on that whole thing until that's readily available, and then as far as I'm concerned, we can do an episode addressing the whole Chris Gaines situation and then review the record.
So let's put a pin in it.
We are going to put a pin in the Chris Gaines. I feel like this is like last week where you're like, I regret mentioning
I do. Take it back.
I've had a lot of people mention that to me personally this week. They're like, Michelle regretted mentioning Pink Floyd. I'm like, I can't believe she did it. Aaron from I Had to Say It, who always is supporting us on social media, says, this is a great episode as always. I personally enjoyed Grandpa Kyle.
Good, thanks. You're welcome.
And Russ's reaction to Michelle's record choice announcement at the end was great. Well, none of us knew what to think of that. I was never going to believe that was going to happen. Listener Nick Fowler has some great feedback, which I think you're going to like, Kyle, about like artists switching genres. He says, I think in reference to the recent trend of artists changing genres like Mod Sun, Willow, Yellow Wolf, Little Lotus.
I forgot about Mod Sun.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Yeah,
we need to get Nick. We need to get you on the show. Nick has like as wide of a variety of musical tastes as you do.
Yeah, and, he did have genres. Yeah,
and he says, I think most of that is due to the fact that the mainstream musical interests have changed over the last couple of years. For most of the last 20 years, rock was largely ignored, or anything resembling rock, so it was easier to break into the industry with something a little more mainstream. Now that rock music has become marketable once again, artists are looking to experiment with those genres that they loved and have been inspired by for a long time. It's the main reason why I think we're in the early stages of a rock renaissance in music, and I expect music in general to be genre fluid for most of the next decade, which is, I think we kind of agreed that too, like that's going to keep going.
Yeah.
But I agree with that regarding what we kind of talked about that, where I think like if you look at an artist's influences in an interview and then you hear their music, you're like, you're just doing what you're being told to do.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. What MGK is like, he looks like he would be like in a rock band. But then he was a rapper, so like maybe the entire time he wanted to do this type of thing. Yeah.
Yep. We had a listener who we shared their feedback last week, and they were pleasantly surprised to hear their feedback on the program. Like, so they wrote us an email, and I'm just going to read some excerpts from the email, because one thing that they did in this email was shared a whole list of not only albums they would want us to review in the future, but gave us like a good amount of reasons why on each one, which is awesome. I really appreciate that. And let's see here. It says, hello, Russ, Kyle, and Michelle. I'm Russ from the UK, so this doesn't help with the thing where you think I'm all of our people that listen to us. I couldn't even come up with a good name, and I'm like, oh, Russ.
From the UK.
But from the UK. Surprise twist. Let's see here. I really enjoyed this week's episode, and I was pleased and surprised my feedback was included, though it did catch me off guard. It kind of felt like when you get put on the spot to contribute at a meeting for work, and you just thought you had to show up. And then he goes on in detail, which we'll share in the future, his album review details. And then he says, sorry this feedback is so long, which I've said to others before. Never apologize for that. We want all of the feedback, and we love in-depth.
Only if it's good.
Right. Only if you sign everything. Michelle is great.
Awesome.
I just wanted to say again how much I enjoy the show. Music is my biggest passion, and I've always struggled to find podcasts that don't bore or infuriate me, which how Michelle doesn't infuriate you is beyond me, but you do you.
He hasn't listened enough yet.
I'm not going to look up right now because someone's giving me the middle finger.
Who would that be?
He said, I've struggled to find podcasts that didn't bore or infuriate me and also covered a broad enough spectrum of music, having finally found the perfect blend of personalities, interesting topics, and considered discussion in the infectious groove. I think it's everything a podcast should be, which I think is awesome. It's very, very, very
You're
nice.
welcome.
I mean, I was going to say thank you, but yeah.
What Kyle said.
Yeah. Oh, that's being nice. That's right. Lastly, rounding out the feedback, Sue Garcia says to us about the episode regarding changing genres. She said, great episode. I personally don't ever remember being upset when an artist changed genres. One of my favorites, Robert Plant, has changed genres many times. I don't care what phase he's in. If he's in a driving distance, I'm going. We drove to Indianapolis to see Robert in September of 2019, and thank goodness, considering what was coming around the corner. My husband and I love concerts. We were going to at least once a month before COVID, and we don't care that we're the oldest in the crowd. First of all, you should not care that you're the oldest in the crowd. If anything else, if I were a younger concert goer, which I'm not, by the way, I'm also one of the oldest in the crowd. But if I were a younger concert goer, I would be seeking out people and be like, tell me how it used to be. Yeah. You know, like tell me how when things were awesome. You know,
Russ.
But that but the thing with Robert Plant, excellent point. I never would have even thought about that. Robert Plant, obviously blues rock roots with Led Zeppelin in the 70s, and then he was straight pop music in the 80s, and then now he does like a singer-songwriter thing with Alison Krauss that country-ish.
They have multiple albums together, don't
and
they?
they're so good.
Yeah.
And I would have never, Robert Plant would have never crossed my mind. And as soon as I read that, I was like, brilliant. That's exactly right. So, as always, we always greatly appreciate the feedback. Everything you're hearing here has come from Facebook or Twitter or email. So get at us in any way you can. And also, if you'd like to, you can express your opinions in your own voice by leaving us a voicemail at 313-364-9899, and we will most likely include that on the show. Moving right along, our jammies. Michael Jackson says it's time for our jamming jams. Kyle had a little get down during that drop just now.
But he was about to have a seizure.
I was waiting for him to do the MJ point.
He was going to fall out of his chair.
I didn't think everyone was looking at me. God.
I wasn't. It was out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah, you caught me. For my jammy jams this week, outside of listening to the Kelly Clarkson record a ton, I also just went back and listened to a bunch of her other hits and stuff. So like I just kind of let it go on Kelly. But big news.
Oh boy.
Last weekend I was across the state record shopping, and I had no idea that St. Paul and the Broken Bones had put out a new record.
I only knew because I got an email saying that they did.
So,
yeah.
I got an email. St. Paul told me personally. No, but usually I'm up on, the artists that I love, that I would, especially new artists.
Did you buy it?
Oh, God, yeah. So I blind bought it. Like, I literally looked up and was like, what? There's a new St. Paul, so I just blind bought it. It is called The Alien Coast, and it is quite a bit different than the first two records, but really, really good.
Did they jump genre?
They didn't It's still based in blues and soul, but you would hate it. And I'm not. So let me put it this way: 3 tracks into it last night, I played it for a friend on their first listen. 3 tracks in, they literally looked up and said, "Portishead." And I was like, yes, this is it's still blues and soul, but it's very trip hop. And Michelle, you would hate it with a passion.
I walked the line on St. Paul and the Broken Bones anyways.
Okay, well, you're out now.
Yeah.
Kyle, I'd like to talk to you about this record because it is.
Now I'm curious.
So I don't want to. They didn't go like full on like scratching and beats, but it's definitely the people from Portishead would hear this and be like, really? Come on now, like it's very influenced by Portishead, which for me is great. So that's
good for you.
Oh, look, you learned from Kyle in the last segment. Kyle, what have you been listening to?
2 Chainz.
Oh boy, Two Cheese.
Released a new album. It is called "Dope Don't Sell Itself."
And how true?
It is. That is a true statement.
Michelle
Michelle. You don't have to market for dope.
Oh yeah, all the billboards I see say otherwise.
Wait, we can just buy dope now? Wait, is dope different?
So,
Oh,
Kyle,
God.
the Two Cheese album.
Don't, oh, please stop. No, don't start asking what dope means either.
Tell us about this record, please.
It is everything I was expecting it to be, which is I love me a good 2 Chainz album. He usually has a decent amount of features, and to me, he is very talented at what he does.
Isn't it a double-edged sword when you get an album that's what you expect it to be?
Yeah,
Because you're like, oh, this is more of the same, but I kind of wanted more of the same.
Yeah, so from him, I do very much want more of the same, and like Rick Ross fits into that category too. I want more of the same of what he normally does.
Sure.
For like Kanye West, I'm always looking forward to what other kind of shit that he does.
Right. Yeah. Yep. I totally get that.
Yeah, so it very much is what I was expecting it to be, and I listened to it several times since it has come out.
Right on. What else you got?
I mentioned this guy last week, I think, Johnny Yukon.
I always think it's going to be Mike. Period.
No, he has not. He's not released new music lately.
I thought I dropped the period.
Thank God, Mike. Yeah, that's why I just said Mike. I'm using his new name, Johnny Yukon. Yeah, and you've mentioned him before.
Yeah, because his older stuff is what I was listening to before, but he has a new album called Flight Plan 001, which I might have even mentioned that before. I'm not sure, but it is also excellent. It is like a he's an independent singer-rapper kind of dude. Excellent.
You're going to have to explain all that to Michelle later. She's going to be like, now what is rapping and how is that different than... I actually, this is inside baseball for the people who followed the show for a long time, but I sent Michelle a video the other day that Fluence did on the difference between an EP and an LP, and she still didn't get it.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Because I know your attention span is the only reason I sent you. Did you see the length of the video?
No.
It's 1 minute and 58 seconds.
All right, I'll go back and watch it.
I literally was like, this is exactly in the pocket of what she'll pay attention
She
to.
looked at it and was like, "This is how I learned." No.
What is with this learning?
There was recently you sent me a video that was like 17 minutes long, and I was like, what are you doing?
That sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, you're like, but it's cool. And I'm like, I don't.
You're like, it might be, but I will never know. So Johnny Yukon and Two Cheese. And
I also I did notice that Korn released a new album too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Requiem. And I dug into it just because I enjoy trying to see if bands that have been around for a long time have stayed consistent with what
still got the goods.
Yeah. And I only made it like halfway through the album, but they very much still sound like Korn, which to me is what you'd be looking for if you were to go to listen to Korn.
I would think so. Yeah.
They have a specific sound, and that's what you'd be looking for.
Yeah. I don't think you ever look at Korn to have them reinvent the wheel.
Right.
You know?
And I mean, like Slipknot's the same way. It's been consistent for 20 years now. So I've dug like halfway into that, and it's very much what I was expecting it to be, which is good in that sense.
Right on. Michelle, is there any chance you were listening to anything this week and have Jammy Jams to share?
Well, I was listening to a lot of Kelly Clarkson.
Again?
But also, I have 1.5.
Oh, I love it when there's a half. Sometime I'm going to have to go back through our episodes and add them all up and see if we're at like 18.5.
I guess, well, not I guess, I know. Dr. Dre and Eminem dropped a new song yesterday or 2 days ago, and I liked it.
I haven't heard it yet, but I feel like it's obviously a vehicle to be sold at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So,
I liked it. I listened to it a couple times. So
did you
jam.
tell Dre and Eminem?
I forgot about Dre.
Okay. Oh, zing!
That's as good as it's gonna get for the show, so I'll just go.
I forgot about Dre. Damn. You are. I say this not being funny. You are well known for your quick wit on the show, and I think that might be the record for the fastest wit you've ever had.
I can't do any better than that.
I don't. Well, I'm saying that's your record.
Okay.
That's your record now.
Okay.
Somebody's always jumping longer than the last person in the Olympics. So there's hope.
All right. And then my half one.
Okay.
As a backstory.
How does a half one come? Never mind.
So I discovered on the internet that there was a song that scientifically has been produced to calm babies, an Imogene Heap. sings it.
Okay.
And I might have had a fussy baby a couple times this week, and it's called The Happy Song, and I've been listening to it this week because of Zoe. But it works.
Before you said Zoe, I was going to be like, is the fussy baby sitting at the table with us right now?
It is. I put it on and he just falls right asleep, takes his naps.
I actually do enjoy her music.
He goes, night.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but what was the name of the song?
It's called The Happy Song, and it's not like, you're not going to go and sit and listen to it in your car. Like, it's very much a kid's song.
Right. But how does it work?
It worked every time.
Wow.
Within like 10 seconds, she stopped crying.
That is insane.
I know. And I know it's not just me.
There's so much to unpack here. Like, you went on the internet on your own, and then someone told you to do something and you did it.
I know.
And then it worked.
And then
I was not ready for all this breaking news.
I've sent it to other people. I have quite a few friends that have babies now, and they've also tried it, and they've told me it works.
That is crazy. Oh, wait. So now, are you just going to claim this as your idea now?
Yes. Also, this is not new. I think the song's from like, I don't know, 2015. Like, this is not, it's not new. Why did nobody 7.5 months, no one was like, hey, there's a song that will quiet your baby. Nobody.
So you're angry about
this?
Yes. Oh, boy.
I'm just kidding. But it works.
I'm sorry.
Well, it worked for me. So if anybody has babies,
worked
I would
for you
try
and several other people,
yes.
Which I believe is now science then.
There is science behind it.
Yeah. No, I'm saying it just becomes science because you and several friends said so.
Yes.
Or at least that's what I've read on social media.
I did my own research.
Yeah. I watched
and it works.
I watched a YouTube video.
So I just wanted to mention that because it's music related and I've been listening to it this week.
Sounds to me like it's more than half a jam. If it's assisting you in parenting.
It is, but I wouldn't I'm not just driving to work by myself.
Right.
I'm not going to put the song on, but I'll put it on the playlist in case anybody
Michelle
cares.
fell asleep at the wheel again. All right. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to dip into an album review. And as I said earlier, it's going to be Kelly Clarkson's album, Meaning of Life, which Michelle picked for us to review. And if you listen to the show for a long time, you know we're going to debate as much as we can about the album. So we'll get into that right when we get back. You are listening to the Infectious Groove Podcast on the Odd Pods Media Network.
Hey, it's Dalton.
And Sam.
We want to tell you about our podcast called Big 10 Plus 4.
Are you a college football fan who doesn't want to always be talking about the SEC?
Are you a college basketball fan who's tired of hearing how the Big 10 doesn't win in the big dance?
Then we're the show for you. Check us out each week on the Odd Pods Media Network. We bring you college sports with a Big 10 flavor.
Big 10 Plus 4. College sports with Midwest perspective. Blue collar and blue blood.
Hey, I'm Pantsless Aaron.
This is Stevie.
And I'm Augie.
And we are BFYTW, a podcast all about playing games and having fun. Our games are usually based on British panel shows and game shows, but we'll play anything that captures our attention and imagination. Why? It's right there in the title.
You'll never guess what the F stands for.
We are back. It's Russ, it's Kyle, it's Michelle. It's the second half of the Infectious Groove podcast, and we have been blessed by Michelle with her pick for an album review. So here we go.
The Infectious Groove Podcast.
Album review.
Oh, I'm sure I'll say something dumb.
Let's see if Michelle says something dumb.
I'm so excited I get to hear that every other week.
It never gets old.
Well, the miracle of the internet is you can hear it every day if you want to. You just go back and listen to our old episodes. Or I can even email you that clip if you'd like to.
Thank you.
This week's album review is brought to you by Michelle, who, in fact, I don't think will say anything dumb, but I might take that back. We'll see. This album is called The Meaning of Life. It is by Kelly Clarkson. It was brought to us on October 27th, 2017. And as we always do at this time, we want the person who picked the album to share with us why they picked the album. Michelle, why are we reviewing this Kelly Clarkson album?
Because it's good.
Great. Moving right along.
So I've always enjoyed Kelly Clarkson, but not... Like, I wouldn't enjoy a whole album of hers. It's mostly just the hits, and I've seen her 2 or 3 times live. And she's a great performer. And then this album came out, and I feel like it was revolutionary for her. And it kind of met me at a time in my life where I was also...
You needed
it, and it was going through just something different, and I loved it.
I love that when you hear either a new song or a new album or whatever, and it's like, oh, hey, that guy wrote a song for you.
Yeah.
You know, like...
It was definitely, I can, every time I hear this album, I can like distinctly remember that period. And it was only like, 5 years ago? But I can distinctly
remember all the way back then?
I distinctly remember like where, that period of my life. And
that's all the way back when you were in your early 30s.
Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, now would you like to share with everybody who it was that told you how good this record was and went on it?
I don't recall.
Name escapes you. Does it?
Ross?
Yeah.
Is it Ross?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's.
I know you told me about it, and I was like, it's probably one song. Oh, I do remember. I was in Las Vegas driving on the Strip, and "Love So Soft" came on the radio, and I was like,
Yeah.
You're like, who does she think she is?
Yep. That is such a different song
it
for
is.
her.
And
And welcomed.
Yes, and I remember instantly being like, let me hear more of that. And then I quickly forgot that existed. And
That's
then,
weird for you.
And then you were like, have you heard the whole album? And I was like, no. And then I listened to it all, and then I've been obsessed.
Right on.
There was probably like 3 months straight where every time you and I, Russ and I went anywhere, that was what was playing in the car.
Oh, I agree. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Front to back.
It is what I do now with Billie Eilish. The current Billie Eilish record.
Yeah.
This was exactly the same way.
Yeah.
So we always go through and we talk about our best tracks, and there are stinkers on this record for me, plural actually. Now that I went back and really, really dug in, and we talk about the best tracks, we talk about stinkers, we always talk about open discussion, and I have a lot to share, like personally, about this record as well when we get to open discussion. But as far as best tracks go on this record, this is another one, almost like Michael Jackson history, where I enjoy every song on this record except for two. The only one that walks the line for me between best track and stinker is the song Medicine, because I adore the hook on it. Her vocal performance is fantastic. The pre-chorus and the chorus are perfect. And then the completely unnecessary Timbaland-ish Medicine drops in it are so annoying.
They are so annoying.
But then even after the last one, the hook comes back so hard that I'm like, damn it. Like, this is great.
I 100% agree. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh,
wow.
Look what I did. I think I just got a gold star. Love So Soft, Heat, the title song, Move You. I put this in my notes. Medicine, in parentheses, in parts.
Meaning of Life is the title song.
That's what I just said.
You said Move You.
I said Love So Soft, Heat, the title song, Move You. I'm listing off things as in the title song.
Not the title song Move You, but the title song and then Move You.
Do you think I think this album is called Move You?
That's why I was confused.
Cruel, didn't I? Would you call that love? I Don't Think About You. Spoiler alert, I think that's the best song Kelly Clarkson will ever sing. I Don't Think About You. I will get into that later. And Slow Dance. It literally, like, nearly everything on the record. And so, two stinkers for me. We'll get into that in a minute. Everything else is absolutely the best tracks on the record. And even the song Medicine, what I don't like about it is outweighed by her vocal performance on that song is just killer.
Yeah.
Just killer.
I agree.
Kyle, what do you got for best tracks?
My absolute favorite track on this entire record is Move You.
Oh, what a jam.
And then followed up by Love So Soft.
So you like the title song and Move You. Yeah, and Love So Soft, I got to assume it's so different that that's your...
man, it just... it is so different than what you'd be expecting from her that, like, it's just
in such a good way.
Yeah, it's a fucking jam.
It doesn't sound try hard.
Yes.
You know, like, you don't hear it and you go, oh, yeah, she's going to try that genre. Like, you just hear it and you're like, oh my God, that fits like a glove. Her entry into like a more sultry genre of pop.
Well, I don't know if you've read up on the reason behind this album. She was like in a contract with somebody. I don't know the names. But then it was 4 pop albums, and then like finally she was out of it, and she's like, all right, this is what I wanted to do the whole time.
Right.
And that's where this album came from.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before. These artists that come out of these machines, like American Idol.
Well, yeah, she got caught in the American Idol wheel of death.
And we'll get into it a little later, but that's one of the reasons why I think I Don't Think About You is one of the best songs she'll ever, I think it's the best song she'll ever record. If you take that song and you look at it on the surface, it is about a breakup. And then if you dig a little deeper, if you don't think she's singing directly to the music industry in that song, you are high. What an FU that song is. Every single line in that song, and I'll get into it a little bit later, but every single line in that song is absolutely a middle finger to the record industry, which go ahead, good on you. So anyways, those two are your absolute favorites.
I don't have any stinkers, but there are a couple that I could give or take. If they
we're going to get into stinkers. There's going to be some arguments about stinkers.
Yeah, I don't. It's hard for me. Like you already know what a stinker is to me, and that would be Fro Happy.
And she didn't cover Happy.
Nothing ever really gets to that point that I found yet so far.
Right on.
But I could take or leave.
We're not stinkers yet, man.
Yeah, don't get the stinkers.
Oh,
yet.
my bad.
Yeah, no. Come on.
Jump the gun.
Yeah, don't jump ahead to the stinkers.
Sorry.
I didn't get to go to mine.
We'll all soak in the stinkers together.
I'll look at stinky together.
Gross. Michelle, what is your best songs on the album?
There's only a couple that I don't love.
Mm-hmm.
So everything else is a jam. So Love So Soft, Heat, Move You, Cruel, Didn't I, What Do You Call That Love, I Don't Think About You, Slow Dance, and Don't You Pretend.
I left that off altogether. That one's in the middle for me. Like, Don't You Pretend.
Yeah.
I don't love it and I don't hate it. It's just there. Like, I'm not mad it exists.
Right.
You know? Like, it's almost like your criteria. Like, I'm not mad it exists. But let me put it this way. The rest of my list was off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And I left that off because I didn't remember it.
I don't know if The Meaning of Life got old for me, but it's just...
It did for me at one time, but it reinvented itself because I took a year off from the crack that is this album. You know? And then, like, this last week is really when I listened to it a bunch again. And I remember being played out on that song.
Yeah.
And then when I heard it again fresh, I was like, oh, what a great cut.
I don't hate that song by any means. It's not even a stinker. It wasn't one of my jams this time through.
I'm glad Heat made it on there as well. What a jam that is, man. And again, I know it sounds so basic when you're talking about Kelly Clarkson to be like, what a great vocal performance. Like, well, duh, you know, but damn it. Like, the way she sings these songs, a lot of these songs for me make that argument of when people go, oh, well, Michael Jackson didn't write his own music or Garth Brooks doesn't write his own music. Yeah, well, you sing those songs and I'll sing those songs. We'll have Garth do it and we'll see who does better. You know? Yeah. And Kelly, the way so many of these songs could be so generic and forgettable. And it's the way she delivers them that makes them what they are.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm not taking credit away from producers and writers and everything, but the songs are in the right hands on this record, in my opinion. Let's move on to stinkers, and I'm going to do this in reverse because we're going to have a giant argument about one of my stinkers, which I've been mentally preparing for all week. One, I will tell you, when the album was released, I fought with you a lot, Michelle, about it not being a stinker, and have since reversed my stance.
Oh, no!
And it is now a stinker, and that is Go High, the last track on the record. It's
such a bad song.
I defended that song a lot when that album came out. I would like to issue a formal retraction. And here's my number one problem with that song. And it's the same. I've mentioned this on the show before about like vocal processing and stuff. Celine Dion doesn't need your reverb. Like, her voice is incredible on its own. Kelly Clarkson does not need your vocal processing. And for me, I would like this song so much more if they weren't doing who the hell thought to autocorrect Kelly Clarkson's tone?
I don't know.
You know, like when she does the high notes, she can sing way higher, way cleaner.
Can she go high?
She can. And it's just gross to me to do that. So
for me, the album just ends at Don't You Pretend.
Don't You Pretend, yeah.
So and then it's just weird. There's no other song after that.
So it's funny. If you get this album on vinyl, because of the way the track listing falls, my other stinker is the second to the last song on side one. And I wish that was reversed so I could just pick the needle up after Medicine instead of the other song. And then on side two, I can just lift the needle before Go High happens. My other stinker is Whole Lotta Woman, and I will not back down on this. I think this song is now. I'm going to preface this by breaking some news. I'm not a woman. If I were a woman, I would be wildly insulted by this song. I get that it's supposed to be a female "You Go Girl" anthem, and first of all, the lyrics are super dumb, which is wildly upsetting. And second of all, if I were a woman, I don't need someone being literally putting out the equivalent of "You Go Girl" into a song. Like, I bring more to the table than your disingenuine cheerleading song. Everything about this is wildly upsetting to me. I even tried really hard to be like, well, maybe her vocal performance is great. You know, even though she's singing dumb lyrics, maybe they'll vote. Nope, I got nothing. And also, I would like to also register a formal complaint. I have seen Kelly Clarkson twice in concert since this album came out. I saw her about a month after it came out in Las Vegas by myself. Just an old dude at a Kelly Clarkson concert at the Joint at the Hard Rock in Vegas. Zero self-consciousness, by the way. Just me and a bunch of teenage girls standing there watching Kelly Clarkson. And I saw her again at Little Caesars Arena on the arena version of the tour.
Did I go to that?
You did. You absolutely went to that show.
Oh, boy.
She had a whole bar at the front of the stage, and she was hammered the whole show, and it was awesome. You were there.
That wasn't Adele?
No, Adele was at the Palace of Auburn Hills like 8 years ago. And so anyways,
Interesting.
Yeah, whereas Kelly was like 4 years ago, like at Little Caesars.
Okay.
And so she did Whole Lotta Woman at both of those shows and did not do I Don't Think About You at either of those shows. So I am, as of the airing of this episode, I am registering a formal complaint about that. How dare you?
Did you write a strongly worded letter?
This is what I'm doing right now.
It?
This is my
Okay.
protest
Okay.
right now. Yeah, I'm. I would like some sort of hashtag I stand with Russ. Whole Not a Woman as a hashtag, something along those lines.
I think you can probably get that going.
Let's get this going because I am.
It'll be trending tomorrow.
That Las Vegas concert was 5 years ago, and I'm still mad that she did Whole Lotta Woman. I waited for the encore, and she opened the encore with Whole Lotta Woman instead of I Don't Think About You. And I can tell you this, all of the little girls around me were upset as well.
They told you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They were texting me.
Excuse me, sir, Grandpa?
Yeah. Okay, do you need help to your car afterwards? Kyle.
They just thought you were a chaperone.
Were you in the parents' tent?
People kept coming up to me, where's your little girl at? Oh, it's one of these.
Oh, God.
And Kyle, she did not cover Pharrell Happy on here,
good,
so we
good,
know
good.
that she didn't get the auto stinker. But is there songs that you're like, not so much, man?
Yeah, there's two. Heat and Whole Lotta Woman.
I am
Heat!
Yeah,
I am wildly upset over
I
Heat.
already knew that me saying when I listened to Heat, I was like, oh, I'm sure Russ and Michelle love this song.
Correct.
Because it sounds very much like a whole lot of bass to me. The Meghan Trainor
all
song.
about that bass.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever. I don't. Whatever.
Whole lot of bass.
Change approved. I'm sorry.
And so
I
but
am very
Heat-
Kelly Clarkson and Meghan Trainor adjacent, so I don't know song titles and shit. Sorry.
That's okay. I also don't know shit about shit.
But so when I like that Meghan Trainor song drives me nuts.
Oh, I've heard.
We've had a discussion.
So this song reminded me of that, and it I just got the same vibe from it. So I was like, no, I don't hate the song. I could just not listen to it.
No, I hear what you're saying.
not
And
your
what was
vibe.
the other?
Whole Lotta Woman.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, and it's just not.
So you're joining my movement.
Yes, I
movement.
totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Not a good song.
Kyle stands with Whole Not a Woman. Hashtag.
And
It's just dumb.
yes, and it doesn't. I could just do without it.
What bums me out is the intent is not lost on me. I
Yes.
know what the song's supposed to do.
Right.
But if I were a woman, I would be like, please stop playing that. Michelle, I know you have stinkers, and I know we fully do. We've been disagreeing on Whole Lotta Woman for a minimum of 5 years now.
So you're going to be shocked to know that I just like to argue.
What? I've never heard this.
I could give or take Whole Lotta Woman. I don't. I take it as face value. I'm not looking for the deeper meaning into this
If you
song.
say one thing, she will immediately pick the other thing just to piss you off.
Sure. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
But I was not aware that was happening with
Yeah.
this song. Will you make a stand with me here now and join the Whole Not a Woman movement?
I don't think I can.
That's upsetting.
I don't turn it off when I play the album. It's not one of my.
To quote John Mulaney, you have a moral backbone of a chocolate eclair.
Yes. I don't lift the needle like I do with Go High. Like I just, it's there for me, and it's not a stinker. But I can understand your hate. But I'm not going to defend
And I do.
it.
It's rare that I say I hate a song.
Yeah.
I hate that song.
I'm not going to sit here and defend it. It's not a jam, but it's not a stinker for me.
That's not the hill you're going to die on.
No, that's not it. So just for me, it's Go High.
Yeah.
And it's like the worst part of that album.
And I, for years, literally for years, I was like, you're nuts. That song's great. And then when I revisited, there were two things that happened from revisiting this record outside of like every song starting and being like, hell yeah, that's my jam. You know, with the title song, Meaning of Life, I was like, oh, I really do like this more than I remember. And then Go High. It was like the second time I listened to this record this week. I was like, oh no. I really don't like that song. And I told Michelle for so long that I did.
Do you think that maybe you were fighting me on Go High and I was fighting you on Whole Lotta Woman just so that we'd be even?
I was not pretending the whole time. I really liked Go High back
Maybe
then.
your brain is playing tricks on you.
That's probably it, yeah. For open discussion on the record, the weirdest thing about this, and you kind of alluded to this in your opening remarks about the record, The only difference between what you said about Kelly and me is I think the Breakaway album is brilliant from front to back. And so because of the album Breakaway, I got on a streak where everything she put out was day and day for me. Like the day it came out, I'd go buy it. And she got on a streak for me of records where the single was by far the best song on the record. And I would never listen to the greater majority of anything ever again. So while I didn't all of a sudden not care about Kelly Clarkson, I was never following her. I got to a point where so here's the thing. I went to the record store the day this album came out to buy something completely different and glanced over and was like, is that a new Kelly Clarkson album? Like, that's weird that I didn't know that. Right. And I literally stood in the record store holding this and being like, this is your last shot, lady. Like, I'm going to buy this. And if this album isn't good, like, we're done. Like, we're officially broken up and we're done here. So I hadn't heard Love So Soft, which was apparently the single already. I didn't even know the album existed. And I blind bought it and I brought it home. And from about, 7 minutes into the record on is where I started and didn't stop texting you about the record for like the next year.
Yeah.
So this is such a weird thing for me because any artist that I love, I usually would have been like, oh, the album's coming and whatever. And I didn't know. And it worked out so well for me with this album, like to blind buy it, like I think this is far and away the best album she's made so far.
Yeah. And then I didn't believe that it was good. And then
that's shocking.
That's very true.
Find out for myself.
It was literally like 2 weeks later. She was like, that record's as good as you said it was. And I was like, yeah, I know.
I don't think I still have ever admitted that you were right about it. So
yeah, well, no, earlier in the show you did. I'll send you a clip of it.
Thanks.
But I do, for me, in a sea of great songs, I guess this goes in open discussion. Am I wrong that I Don't Think About You is the best song she's ever going to do?
It is a very good song.
It's so good.
It's good.
Just because of the double meaning, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Because if you are going through a breakup or if you have been through a breakup, you can hear that song and be like, oh, I totally get this. But if you know anything about her story and her background with the industry, it's just such a bold move to put out the song that is so directed.
Who else did that love song? Who sings that?
Sarah Bareilles.
Yeah.
And, it's not new. A lot of people have done things like that before, but I just think that's such a bold song that can so easily be applied to two different things. And I think her vocal performance on I Don't Think About You is the best thing she's done in the studio ever. And I say this a lot and no one believes me. Kelly Clarkson is the best singer alive today, period. And there is no argument on that.
Really?
No one alive today even comes close to not only her range. It's not all about like screaming at the highest range you can, even though Kelly Clarkson has probably the widest range of any singer that's alive today. It's the feeling and what she can do with her voice. And like I said, a lot of these songs would be generic at best in someone else's hands, but it's her way. The way she sings brings all new life to them. And none of these songs would be as memorable as they are without her vocal ability.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, to me, there's not even an argument on it. I think she is far and away the best singer alive today. Probably the best singer in the last, 40 years, even if you take into consideration people who've passed away.
Huh, that's a bold statement.
It is. I say it all the time, and I don't know if people think I'm kidding or what, because I never get pushback on it. People are always just like, okay. So I don't know if they leave and they're like, moron.
They're just like, okay, buddy.
Yeah. But
whatever you say.
And everything I just said is like the short version, by the way. I'd go on for an hour about
Time to go back to bed.
Right.
Let's get you back to bed.
So, Kyle, what are your thoughts on the record in general? Just because you were not way into this or anything, right?
Yeah, right. So like I said before, I'm very Kelly Clarkson adjacent. She won American Idol and put out pop albums,
right? Yep.
And everyone's heard a million songs of hers because they're in the Air Supply.
Stronger and
and so I kind of just whatever I heard of hers was just whatever everybody else heard.
I get that.
And I thought that I'd listened to this record previous to this, and I hadn't. Once I started listening to it, I was like, wait a second, this isn't. I don't know.
And what did you text me?
I said this album's a fucking jam.
You did?
I think there was a fire emoji.
Were you like,
a fire emoji.
This album is fire except for heat, which is ironic.
So what happened when I was listening to this is I literally put it on, and I was doing graphic stuff on the computer, and I listened to the entire thing all the way through, and then it started playing another album afterwards, and I didn't even know that the next album was playing. I was like, wait, I thought I was like close to the end of this album. What the hell's going on?
Like it went by so
yes,
fast.
I was just like in the zone, like listening to this. I was like, this album is fucking good.
It was the opposite of Michelle's experience with the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yes. The exact opposite.
But yeah, I totally agree. When it goes by so fast.
Yes, and I very much I wish that she was doing this the entire time, being able to do this.
I was just going to say, I think she wishes that too.
So I wish that she didn't get caught up in the whole shitstorm that was, and that she was able to show her ability beyond being a pop star, because this is a great album.
She has a follow-up record coming later this year. Mm-hmm. And I'm very interested to see what direction that goes in because, first of all, like I say, to me, it would be a gargantuan effort to follow up the quality of this record, first of all. And second of all, she's had a lot of life changes, both good and bad, since this record.
Yeah.
So
this is the last record she did?
So far, yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's the most current because she's had the show. She's on The Voice and her own talk show and everything and touring. So she just hasn't recorded a new LP yet. But she did a live stream the other day and she said like she couldn't give out a bunch of details, but that definitely a new studio record is coming.
That's exciting.
So, but for me too, I think a lot of the messaging on this album is very much the place and time she was at then. So I'm curious to see what the messaging and I hope that she continues taking chances. Like if you would have told me a week before I heard Love So Soft that she was going to do a song like that, I would have been like, lies.
Yeah.
And then you hear it and you're like, well, this works.
Yeah. As soon as I put that on, like my immediate thought was like, oh shit. Like this is a fucking jam.
Yep.
And man, it really is. And it's just different than anything else.
And she can do it.
Yes.
That's the thing is I don't feel like I'm making excuses for my friend and being like, well, they tried.
Yeah.
You know, like she really pulled it off.
And it's everything. It's her singing. It's the way the song is structured. Just everything about that song is
produced.
Put together. Yeah, it's put together perfecly for her.
The bass is unbelievably tight.
It is. Yeah, it is great.
Well, we always ask if you would buy this album, and I think we know that I did. I bought that.
Did you wear it out already?
I blind bought the album, and I have bought this album for at least 3 people between CD and LP. Like I've literally had people be like, I don't know if I'd ever listen to it. I'm like, well, you're going to own it now.
Knock. Have you heard the good word of Kelly Clarkson?
Do you have a moment to talk about Kelly Clarkson? Kyle, I know you had just heard this first, but like if you were in the record store and the LP sitting there for $20, would you pick it up?
Previous to listening to it, no, because I would not have picked up any Kelly Clarkson record.
Yep.
But after listening, absolutely, I would go buy it, and I would also recommend that other people go buy it.
Not only that, but I would tell you for your taste, from what I know of you, like you're good on this one. Yeah, like don't go back.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think anything she's done previous would get the same reaction from you that this one.
Right,
did.
and I kind of do own it by way of Michelle because she has it. So yeah.
Spoiler.
What?
You didn't ask me if I owned it.
Oh yeah, I don't even know if you own it. Actually,
I do.
Oh, how about that? So Michelle, did you surprise us all? Did you buy this album?
I did. I spent my hard-earned money on it.
Didn't even have a gift card.
I know. I still have a gift card.
You certainly do. They literally opened a location between your work and home, and you still have that gift card.
I feel like Russ asked the owners to like let him know when you go and spend it, so he's keeping tabs on if you're gonna go in there and spend it.
There's an email that it gets sent out as soon as it gets used.
That's why he's always like, I know you haven't spent it.
I do text with the owner of that store. I could ask him that.
There was something I was going to buy the other day, and I was like, I should go over there and buy it.
And then you did.
Is the Darius Rucker there?
No, that's Walmart exclusive.
It said that there was...
How old are you? Is the Darius Rucker there?
Yeah.
I thought it was only a colored vinyl that was exclusive to Walmart.
As far as I'm aware, the whole pressing is. But let's talk about Kelly Clarkson. And talk about Darius Rucker, when we're not recording a show. And so you have bought it, and I would assume you're the same as Kyle. You would encourage others to...
I would like everyone to listen to it.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good.
It's so good.
We always do our ratings, a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best. I think we always try and start with who brought the record to us. So, Michelle, what is your rating on this record?
8.
So 2 better than Pet Sounds.
3.
I love that everything gets compared to that.
It's 3 better than Pet Sounds.
It is 3 better than Pet Sounds.
And it gets 1 for Go High, and then 1 for just, there's other songs on there that I don't absolutely love. So, yes.
So for me, this is a 9 out of 10, even though it's got even though it's got 2 stinkers on it, because I can forgive the stinker-ish nature of Go High. I cannot forgive Whole Lotta Woman, which gets 1 full point deducted for that song. And even the parts of Medicine that I don't like, her vocal performance outdoes what I don't like about the song. So all the way across the board, this is easy a 9 for me. It is far and away the best album she's ever made. The only album that's even in the discussion with this record is Breakaway, and that's a whole different ball game. That's like straight pop, whereas there's a lot of pop on this record, but I feel like this record has a lot more maturity to it. And obviously, you 20 years into your career, you're going to be more mature as an artist. Kyle, a 1 to 10 on this record.
7.
7. That's not bad.
Good.
That's not bad.
And if you dig into the backstory of how this record came to be, then you will appreciate the title of the record more.
Oh yeah,
and then the cover art. It all plays into what the whole thing is based around.
I may or may not have a 4-foot tall sign of the cover art of this record. The record store I bought it from, they always have those huge displays. And 2 weeks later, I was like, the moment you're done with that display, I'm going to need it for my house. And
Not in a weird way.
And yeah. I'd rather not comment.
Maybe in a weird way.
That is our discussion on Kelly Clarkson's masterful album, Meaning of Life. And I know we knew you and I were going to come into this, Michelle, liking this record, but I'm very pleasantly surprised to hear that you liked it as much as you did, Kyle.
Yeah, and I think that anybody else who feels about Kelly Clarkson like I did should absolutely listen to this record.
Yeah, if you're just she's just there.
Yes, because for the longest time, she was very much just in the air supply, and everyone heard all of the same songs. But yeah, if you feel that way, you should absolutely go listen to this.
Starting immediately after we record, I am going to talk to you about Heat. For a while.
Just gonna put it on repeat for 3 days until you love it.
Just be prepared for that. But anyways, I think this was what I wanted it to be. Because we've talked about this on the show before. I never want the show to be us just being like, "Yep, I agree." You know what I mean? We find a way to still engage. Next week on the program, we are going to do. If you're a longtime fan of the show, you know that we don't do movie reviews at all. When we watch a movie, we don't do it in a structured way like we do an album review. But we did at one time all watch Empire Records and share our thoughts on that. And so next week we are going to watch the documentary about the Oneaters, the famous band from the 60s, the Oneaters. So we are going to all watch That Thing You Do and just have an open discussion on that movie in general. And again, there's so much to learn about that movie and everything. So we'll try and share what we can. I learned a ton about Empire Records, just from Googling around about it, during that. So I plan to do the same with this. And I could probably take this offline, but just so you know, there are 2 versions of the movie. There's a special edition that's 20 minutes longer. I'm not asking you to watch the 20 minutes longer version.
Thank you.
Just watch the regular old That Thing You Do that everyone does. If you want to get all excited and watch the extra version, feel free.
I do not.
Like we always say about this time, without music, life would be a mistake. Bye.
Bye.
The Infectious Groove podcast is hosted by Russ Robinson, Kyle Wimple, and Michelle Koselecki. Produced and edited by Russ Robinson. Intro and outro music composed by Chris Kimmel. Opening credits read by Stacey Robinson. Recorded with a Rode Podcaster Pro and Rode Pod mics.